You sit in the doctor's office, looking over your annual blood panel. Your cholesterol is down, your blood sugar is balanced, and every major metric sits comfortably in the green. You feel safe. However, these scores can mask a developing crisis. Colorectal cancer remains a leading cause of malignancy worldwide, often striking individuals whose standard health charts appeared perfect only months prior. A massive tracking study published in the journal BMC in April 2024 analyzed a sprawling dataset to identify a common diagnostic blind spot. Researchers found that patients with colorectal cancer had significantly lower levels of one specific, rarely tested trace mineral in their blood compared to healthy individuals. That mineral is selenium. Lacking this element causes the risk of intestinal tumors to climb sharply. While standard blood tests measure systemic wear and tear, this missing metric reveals a hidden, localized vulnerability in the body's cellular defense mechanisms. The body utilizes raw selenium as a building block for specialized active structures known as selenoproteins. These selenoproteins act as the dedicated frontline bodyguards of the intestinal tract, patrolling the cellular walls to execute three distinct defense protocols. The first protocol is antioxidant defense. The colon is under constant bombardment from free radicals, unstable molecules that damage tissue on contact. Selenoproteins intercept and neutralize these particles before they strike the cell membrane. By absorbing these volatile molecules, the proteins prevent the initial damage that triggers cellular breakdown, allowing the waste to be washed away safely. Cancer begins with mutated, broken DNA inside a cell. This brings us to the second job, the DNA mechanic. Selenoproteins participate directly in the repair process, rebuilding missing geometric links in the genetic code to stop an unstable cell from becoming malignant. The third job is the fire extinguisher. Chronic inflammation provides a breeding ground for tumors, facilitating rapid, unchecked cellular division. Selenoproteins suppress the colon's inflammatory response, keeping the intestinal environment hostile to cancer growth. A deficiency in selenium causes these three microscopic defense layers to collapse simultaneously, leaving the colon exposed to compounding cellular damage. Selenium works alongside other critical partners. Vitamin D, for example, regulates the life and growth cycle of cells, ensuring their reproduction remains orderly. Folic acid acts as a biological supervisor during cell division. It ensures that the DNA strand is duplicated perfectly into the new cell without genetic errors. These nutrients form an interdependent biological network. A deficit in any one component compromises the integrity of the entire intestinal shield. It is tempting to respond to this data by purchasing high-dose bottles of selenium and folic acid to maximize protection. However, trace elements operate within a strict Goldilocks zone. The adult body requires only 55 micrograms of selenium per day to maintain its defenses. Forcing synthetic megadoses into the system triggers toxicity, resulting in hair loss, severe nausea, and a metallic taste. Folic acid presents an even stranger paradox. While it shields healthy cells, it has the opposite effect on pre-existing precancerous polyps. Synthetic folic acid acts as fuel for these mutated cells, which accelerates their transition into aggressive tumors. Bypassing the body's natural absorption limits with supplements risks transforming protective tools into toxins that speed up the disease. A natural whole food diet provides the safest and most precise delivery mechanism for these trace elements. A single Brazil nut contains approximately 68 micrograms of selenium, instantly meeting your body's entire daily requirement for protection. Common staples like eggs, seafood, broccoli, and tomatoes also provide stable, safe amounts of selenium and folic acid. This dietary focus must still be paired with established preventative habits, including high fiber intake and routine colonoscopies. Long-term health security depends on the consistent nourishment of the invisible microscopic trace elements that quietly guard your cells every day.